The pressure now is on with the federal government and Sam Bankman-Fried. Another day, another SBF problem. Those few articles, we're going to listen to interviews from Tom Emmers, a House of Representatives who's going to be now more effective in the SBF fraud case, as well as Mike Novogratz. We're also going to get into articles for NFTs. We can't wait. Action-packed OG crypto and NFTs. Welcome, everybody. My name is Troy, and every day we go over Sam Bankman-Fried saga, as well as digital assets and NFTs. Now, before we jump into it, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Boom, 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 boom. We appreciate it. We're going to give you the best, well, today, probably 10 to 12 minutes in this industry, in the digital asset industry. Let's jump into it. Now, I know this is going to be a little bit long here, but it is so effective. Tom Emmers, he's going to be introduced here by CNBC. This is a very, very important interview on what's going to happen in the future of crypto. Hit it.
To go about 30 seconds. Sam Bankman-Fried supposed to be at a New York Times. Joining me now, Minnesota Congressman Tom Emmer. First of all, congratulations on your new role as Majority Whip. I can't wait for some of the ideas that you're going to bring to that job. But I want to talk about this because you've been at the forefront of this long before the you-know-what hit the fan. Let's start by playing a portion of a recording of a conversation that was recalled by CME President Terry Duffy. And it's got some shocking things in here about a conversation he had with Sam Bankman-Fried. Take a listen.
Let me be your risk manager. I'll clear it to make sure it's done properly. He says, well, you won't deploy my model. I said, your model is crap. Why would I deploy a model that's going to introduce risk to the system? He turned me down, flat out turned me down. And that's right away I said to him, I said, you know what, you're a fraud. You're an absolute fraud. I went to Congress. I've never seen Washington, D.C. like I saw that time, from the regulators to the members of Congress, singing hymns that I never heard before. He said that you could lose 85 to 90% of your value overnight. And I said, he will not commit to keeping this just to crypto. I said, the reason is because he wants to deploy it across all asset classes. I said, that is a biblical disaster if you people allow this to happen.
I guess the question, Congressman, is why did you people allow this to happen?
Well, we did not. And Terry is a good friend. He does a great job at CME. He's one of the good guys in the marketplace. And it's interesting because we've had a good relationship for the last couple of years. You can ask Terry. My office has been heavily involved in this area, as you know, Charles, for more than just the last couple of years. We've been heavily involved since I came to Congress several years ago. Terry never said that directly to me, but I'll tell you what. Terry is one of the good guys. And when he goes to Sam Bankman-Fried and he offers him tens of millions in customer accounts and returns for managing his risk, and Sam Bankman-Fried turns him down, he's got the right to have the red flags go up. This literally is not just a failure of FTX, it's a failure of CeFi, that's known as centralized finance. It is not a failure of crypto. This is a failure of it's a failure of Sam Bankman-Fried, it's a failure of business ethics, and it's a failure of the government oversight and regulatory procedures.
Yeah, and I wanted to bring that up because you've always been a champion of technology, the role that it's played in the prosperity of Americans. You've been a very strong critic of Gary Gensler. You've urged accountability. What's gone on there? Why? I mean, why? What do you think? What are they telling you about the inability to add clarification to this issue, making it worse?
We've got major questions, Charles. I mean, look, Gary Gensler and the SEC, apparently they had meetings last March with Sam Bankman-Fried and executives from FTX and a trading firm here in the U.S., and they were working apparently with Sam Bankman-Fried and others to give them special treatment from the SEC that others aren't getting. And they announced a partnership with this trading firm last April. We kept trying to find out what exactly the partnership is all about. We didn't get those answers. And obviously, Sam Bankman-Fried then was pushing special treatment legislation through Congress. And when it was finally revealed what it was, and the industry actually started raising red flags all over the place, that's when this thing came apart. And it's really a failure, it appears, of Gary Gensler to actually deal with the bad guys. You got to ask yourself, Charles, where was he on Celsius? Where was he on Voyager? Where was he on Terra Luna? And now, where was Gary Gensler on FTX? Yeah. This is exactly what he's supposed to be doing. And Terry was talking about that. What is the regulator responsible for this doing, going after good actors in the community and working backroom deals, it appears, with people who are doing nefarious things?
That is absolutely hits it on the nail. The head of the nail is being drilled in right now. We are tired of all the fluff pieces from Washington Post and New York Times and Reuters. And now we're getting regulators and we're getting congressmen and Congress involved in what is really happening here. Now, we understand that Sam Bankman-Fried was one of the biggest donors to the Democrat Party. So I think that's why we're a little slow off to the races here. But our next clip that's coming up is this is on Fox News. This is on Squawk Box this morning. And we're seeing quite a lot of things change here. We're seeing a lot of people, all these Bitcoin maxis now who got burned are now coming out of the woodwork. They're not just going to go and throw the flag up for themselves and for Bitcoin, but now it's time to float the crypto flag, and we're just done with all the fluff pieces. This is Mike Novogratz this morning on Squawk Box.
Get your reaction to just the flood of news that we've gotten out of FTX, both from the company's new CEO, of course, who oversaw the upending of the bankruptcy for Enron, who believes that Sam Bankman-Fried treated this company like a personal fiefdom. And then on the other end, I want to talk about the regulatory aspect and what you think the future may hold. But first, as we've seen even memos coming out from Sam Bankman-Fried himself, what do you think?
Yeah, it's shocking to me in some ways. You know, I had some young kids break into my apartment 4 years ago. They stole a couple laptops. And within 3 days, the NYPD had arrested them and they were in jail. I had Sam Bankman-Fried, who maybe I'm not a judge or a lawyer, but I read my contract, certainly did things with our coins that were illegal. And he's running around the Bahamas, giving press conferences, going on TV. You know, that whole thing kind of surprises me. I think his day will come. I'm shocked that his father, who's supposed to be a lawyer, is letting him talk, or that anyone's actually listening to him. Like, liars lie and will continue to lie. And so
when you say that he did things with coins that he was not allowed to do, what are you specifically referring to? Because you had money on his
your contract
exchange.
When you deposit your crypto or your dollars on his exchange, you know, they're your coins. You've got title to them, and lending them to his family office was not part of the deal. And so, you know, nobody who participated in that exchange signed a contract that Sam could take your coins and run a hedge fund with them. And so, you know, that's fraud. Again, I'm not a lawyer, so my lawyers will probably yell at me.
Well, let's go one step further. He's not only running a hedge fund with your coins, he's buying real estate with your coins, and he's buying votes and campaigns. He's putting money towards those depositors, those investors. He's now taking their money, stealing it, and then giving it off to campaign contributions. This is so much greater than it actually is. The fluff pieces are now starting to show that they are really, those news outlets are losing credibility. It's kind of funny. If anybody's been on Twitter, we're figuring out that Twitter is more honest now than it has ever been. And you're finding that news on Twitter is so much more accurate than the crap that's being fed to you by all these fluff pieces from Wall Street Journal and again, the New York Times, because they loved his money and they loved that he would bring in and sell newspapers or sell ads online. Not happening anymore. And now they're trying to cover up and see if this can be worked out somehow, just like Mr. Wonderful getting smacked down. Let's move on. Last piece, I swear to God, on Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX. Here's the apology letter. How can you apologize? You stole everyone's money, then you lied about it, and then you continue to have the Ponzi scheme go on and on. Quote, when shiny things happen to us or when shitty things happen to us, we all tend to make irrational decisions. You mean partying, having sex parties? That's irrational decisions. That's a rational decision. Let's go read what it says in the key points. FTX's ex-CEO, Sam Bankman-Fried, is blamed for irrational decisions. He says, in shitty circumstances, in a letter sent to employees of the bankrupt crypto exchange that was obtained by CNBC, Bankman said that he froze up in the face of pressure and leaks. So if somebody leaked out something, you freeze up, because why would you freeze up if you had good accounting? Because you lied to people. You stole their money. That's why you froze up. You don't freeze up because you did something right. You weren't accountable for anything. You weren't open to everything. You lied to people and you froze up because your lie was now being exposed. Come on, this is stupid. Again, why are we giving this guy any time? Why isn't he in jail? We just heard Novogratz say that 2 guys broke into his apartment, stole a couple of laptops, and they were in jail. Now this guy's out there, and everyone's like, and our current government is all in this denial stage. It's ridiculous. Put him in jail. Crypto is a lot easier than other worlds. When you move money, you're moving it from one wallet to the next. You know, one wallet goes in for one company, and when you move it out to another company, it's permissionless. It's on the blockchain. It's really easy to see. Why does crypto Twitter know it in seconds, and the government and Gary Gensler are still picking their ass trying to figure out what happened? Cover up, maybe? Can't cover up blockchain, bitch. Next. New York becomes first state to temporarily ban some crypto mining. Well, they're saying it's proof of work. Well, guess who the only proof of work that's really out there right now? Yes, you got it. It's Bitcoin. So the just elected governor, I think, or going to continue to be governor, Kathy Hochul, is going to go ahead and cut off Bitcoin miners out there. You know, I mean, I get it. Her state's a complete mess, and why burn more electricity when you're going to, end up raising prices during the cold winter coming up? So we get this. It's going to happen more and more all across the United States. I'm surprised California hasn't done it already. We're probably going to see rolling blackouts here in the next, month or two, because of all electricity being used for the heat and stuff. So it's been talked about, but I get this. I completely understand that. All right, so let's jump into our NFT happy section, and to bring in our producer, Emmy.
Hi.
How you doing, Emmy?
I'm good. How are you?
Wow, looks like a little rock star look there.
Yeah, we had to give it to him.
Yeah, you had to get whoa. Well, should I be sitting this close to you at this point, or do I need to ask for an autograph?
Definitely.
Yeah. All right, so let's go talk about the Saudis beating Argentina, and how did that affect the NFT world?
Okay, so Saudi Arabia's collection soared after they unexpectedly beat Argentina in a soccer game, aka World Cup, correct?
Yes. FIFA.
So this is funny, and I think we're going to continue to see this trend when we have sport and or event related collections. If your team does good, they go up. If your team does bad, they go down. Pretty simple.
And you can imagine how you could have got Saudi Arabia for nothing.
Yeah.
Zero. They beat Argentina. All of a sudden, it's almost like gambling.
It's a lot like gambling. Yeah, you could definitely do it the way people do sports betting, I think. Yeah. So that's very interesting, very cool. On to our next topic here. It says hotels of the IHG offering NFTs with hotel services. So I think this is very interesting. We're going to continue to see a lot, I believe, when they go to a specific place, event, museum, whatever. I think we're going to continue NFT badges or proof of visit type NFTs. Hopefully some of them will continue to come with utilities like a bottle of champagne. I'd be very cool with NFT voucher / coupon / whatever token ticket things.
Yeah.
So I think this is very interesting. Or even right here, this is did London. You know how people used to have like those like stamp books or stuff like that, or maybe a charm bracelet or whatever, little teacups, symbols, all those weird little knick-knack tchotchke things do. I think it'll be very interesting to see how they are crossed over into Web3 NFTs. This is very cool. Yeah, and it does go really well into our next article. This is specifically from Ripple.com and Team Ripple, and one of the stories they were featuring today, basically saying that utility-based NFTs are solving real-world problems. In this case, they're speaking on real estate, but as you've been saying, and now as I am saying, and our whole channel is shouting from the rooftops, we're going to continue the utility of NFTs, how we do our physical world. And I think it's going to be anything having to do with documentation, certification, and authentication. There we go. Authentication. There we go. Where we're really going to see the utility and the possibility of NFTs.
It's crazy, but when I talk to almost anybody, they're like, no, it's fake. I mean, it's the same for crypto. It's not real.
It's funny money, snake oil.
Yeah, it is. It's crypto is dead. NFTs are dead. And I'm like, no, you haven't figured it out. If you're gambling on speculation, absolutely, right? If you're gonna go throw the dice, you might as well throw it in either Vegas or on Dogecoin. One of the two, right?
yeah.
Right, but the things that we're talking about here is not gambling. It is the future, and the future is going to be in our face. And
yeah, I agree completely. Okay, so moving on, this also ties in really well. Ticketmaster Files Trademark Applications with NFT and Web3. So if you have paid attention to the internet at all for the last week or two, you would know that Ticketmaster had a very big snafu regarding the Taylor Swift Eras tour that's going to be happening here pretty quickly. I don't know a lot of details on the event. My general understanding is that the Ticketmaster website had some sort of issues to the point where a lot of scalpers and secondhand type channel peoples were acquiring these tickets and then reselling them for insanely exorbitant amounts of money, like $35,000 exorbitant amounts of money.
Yeah.
So I feel like them moving towards NFTs or the authentication, there we go, we got it right this time, of ticket sales would absolutely make it so that issues like this would not happen. And hopefully their PR team would not blame the artist for the issue, because that's absolutely ridiculous.
So my take is a little bit different. My take is Ticketmaster's always done that. And my take is that somehow, especially if you look at, in the past, even each booth at Ticketmaster, because you used to go up and wait in line.
Physically buy tickets.
Right.
Yep.
So immediately the person manning the booth, and this is why I think has just gone into digital theft, is that they would go print off and buy 200 tickets, and they turn around and they go, oh, next the window's open, and they start selling. Those 200 tickets were sent to scalpers, and people made money off the back end. So on Taylor Swift tour, I think that they already were selling these already to, secondhand to people that are going to resell them, because some people are going to make money on the back end, right?
I'm sure.
NFTs change all this. You mint an NFT, right? And you get it. Well, if it's been sold somewhere else, Ticketmaster minted it. And if they sold it to a scalper or to a resale ticket agency, if I want to call it, and then they sold to you, you go, whoa, hold on. How did you get that from Ticketmaster? Here, a physical ticket, you have no clue how many hands have gone through.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But with NFTs, there's no permissions here.
Yeah.
There's no hiding it. It's on the blockchain. They mint it. If they sell it to a scalper, we'll know how many not just your ticket, but we can know how many are sold to one scalper, right? Or one resale ticket agency. And we know, well, how did they get a hold on 2,000 of the 15,000 seats? Well, we know Ticketmaster sold to them. Now we know there's some backdoor deals that we're not involved with. That how do we know there's not money being kicked back to
whoever? Yeah, I think this is a really important, and it's something that Ticketmaster desperately, so that they can give a level of clarity that they never really have. Okay, and our last article of the day, I wanted to bring this up so that people who are doubters or haters or naysayers, or maybe you're just lame and you don't like Web3. Webster is doing, or excuse me, Oxford, not Webster. Oxford doing a word of the year, and Metaverse is one of the top 3. I think this really shows the adoption level and how quickly, whether the general consensus is there or not, the word metaverse being up for a word of the year by something very normal like Oxford that has nothing to do with internet or technology really shows that we are moving forward at a faster pace than I think anyone.
I do too. I really feel that, you know, that having this being word of the year is kind of crazy to me. But it also shows that a certain class of people have accepted this, and the majority of the rest of the population is now hearing about it but doesn't know enough about it. I'm hoping that this just gives more, you know, adoption out there.
So to me, this really proves that whether you believe it to be good or bad, like no matter what your perception is, it's still a fact.
Right. And it's not a fad.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
Thank you so much for joining us, guys. We hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. We may have a Black Friday episode for you, maybe not.
See if she has to wear those glasses because of the night before partying or not.
Let's see if Emmy comes in normal, semi-normal, hungover, super hungover. We'll see.
You guys take care. Peace out.
Do it with me. Bye.
Bye.